Where am I?
Hello, video game enthusiasts. Welcome to the show. Today, I have considered all of the stupid things that I've said to introduce this podcast. And the crimes are many. At the intro and the rest of the show. For the past 55 episodes.
Where are you going with this?
I just figure
55 too. It's like
55 public episodes.
Like 69, roughly. I think.
Not officials.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever.
We have a few
redacted. The hidden season 0.
Yeah, season 0 is gone. The Patreon does not count.
This is kind of like in Yu-Gi-Oh, where like the story starts out like in the manga, not in the anime, where like it's a psychological horror of the kid being possessed by a ghost of the demon, and then like after a little while, they both really get into Magic the Gathering, and that's just kind of the rest of the show. It kind of really changes gears. It's like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Our season 0 is much like Yu-Gi-Oh season 0, if you think about it.
All right.
Yeah, that's a reference for like one of you.
Sure. I'm checking. This will be episode 57, so I was off by 1.
Okay, well, fuck me.
And that's because I did a solo episode last week.
That's true.
It's a little extra. It didn't account for. Anyway, I've said a lot of stupid things, and I figure if I say the stupidest thing now, it'll make the other things I've said a little bit better.
Now, okay, so what's the stupidest thing?
Okay, ready? Here's an idea I had.
Mm-hmm.
An airplane where instead of seats, it's a communal hot tub for the entire fuselage.
Okay. So, how's the water going to stay in the hot tub upon takeoff and landing?
The hot tub is contained by the walls of the plane.
Okay, but eventually, like, it's not like the pilot and co-pilot.
On takeoff and landing, the water will shift about a little, sure, but
okay. And I'm guessing there's no carry-on luggage because that would get
that would be ruined.
That would be ruined pretty immediately. Now in hot tubs you're not supposed to stay in them for like I don't know what the exact time is, but it's not more than an hour.
Yeah,
most flights are at least an hour.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so just wanted
to consider this.
Okay, I'm considering.
Hot tubs are kind of nice.
But that big of, do you even see a hot tub that big though? It's usually enough for maybe 5 people to be comfortably in.
Yeah,
still some personal space.
That's like a personal hot tub that you would have in your parents' backyard.
Well, I think the reason they don't make them that big is because think of how much power you need to keep that much water heated.
Yeah, but think how much power an airplane has.
Yeah, and you know what
device
using that power for? Flying.
Device famously known for never losing power.
Yeah, you also know it's really fucking heavy. Water.
Look.
I don't think you thought this plan out very much. Which is why you brought it on the show so that I could poke a million holes in it like immediately.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to poke holes in there. You're going to have babies peeing in there.
Well, you definitely don't want to. You're going to sous vide a baby in the damn hot tub if you're going on a fucking flight.
Yeah.
Are you handing out like little water wings for the little ones, or is this like a private jet? If you did this in a private jet kind of way, and you had like a very well secured like half of the plane that's just a hot tub. By half, I mean maybe like a quarter. Maybe that could work.
Yeah, I would still say probably not, but
well, like think about it. So you like cover. You know how hot tubs have those like fucking
covers.
Yeah. You have like one that's like will lock it shut, like it's a metal thing that slides out, right?
A hermetic seal.
And so you don't get in it until you've hit altitude, you're stable, there's no turbulence, and then the captain turns on the light and it's like it's hot tub time, and then the door opens up to the back, they open up the thing, and then it's a party. That would be cool. I just fixed your idea.
Thank you.
It's like only for Elon Musk, and that kid will be tracking that fucking flight.
How great is that kid, by the way?
No, he actually sucks. He's just like an Elon stan. Like, it's not like he's tracking it just to like be a dick. He's like, I like Elon and I'm doing this.
I didn't know that he liked Elon. I know that Elon asked him to stop for $5,000 and he said no.
Then he's like, make it $50K or give me an internship. And Elon's like, I'm blocking you. And honestly, yeah, like when Bad Boy Crimes becomes basically as successful as Tesla, and
when we have our own,
think about that statement there, we might not be that far off.
We have our own.
How profitable are any of Elon's ventures? Really, we don't know. Nobody knows.
That's true.
So when we are about as successful as Tesla or SpaceX or whatever, if someone told me, hey, let me on the pod or give me $50,000 or else I don't know what they dox me doing.
They'll track our blank express plane.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what the name will be, but something express.
Oh, yeah. Monkey Express. I just said it. Man, I should have. I was going to say we should have minted that monkey as an NFT, but
we still can. I'm 99% the way there.
I know, but I morally I'm against it. I think it's a stupid idea because it's dumb.
Is it dumb?
Yeah. Unless what we did is we turned it into a GIF and then put in like in really obnoxious 3D text, like official NFT of Bad Boy Crimes, just like rotating in front of the monkey. And we sold that, not the original image, but the official NFT. That would be sort of fine. And even then I'm still against the idea because I'm against NFTs and crypto now. It's all bad. It's a scam.
Yeah. It is a scam, and I think where I'm coming at it from is like I'm doing it ironically, which is the same as like I'm saying the N-word ironically.
You can't say the N-word ironically. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't.
You definitely should. I'm anti-NFT for all of the reasons that you might expect.
Yeah,
but it's just like, but I'm doing it as a bit, which doesn't change any of the reasons that I think it's bad.
Yeah. And realistically, you shouldn't be doing it. I mean, you clearly, if you're able to do something as a bit and actually still do it, like you could joke about doing it and be like, "Oh, I'm going to do it." And then if you don't do it, then sure. But if you just do it as a bit, well, it's like, well, you're still doing it. So it doesn't really matter.
Like all I really wanted was to be able to post the link in the Discord to be like, buy the NFT now, and then everyone's going to click the link and be like, funny, and no one's going to pay any money for it. Yeah,
or the alternative is because all these people are broke as shit.
Yeah,
like unfortunately, the two of us probably have the most money in our little Discord.
Yeah, it's correct.
So they would be like outbidding each other, and like it would get to at most like $23 or something.
Yeah,
and it'd be like, well, was that even worth the fucking minting cost? Probably not.
No. Yeah.
So
it's really much like all of my other ventures. I'm happy to fund it so that other people can enjoy it. And I would pay, I don't know, maybe $50 for the bit of linking the official like OpenSea website with the monkey.
Yeah. Well, because then the problem is though is that I guess it's can you work in like royalties into the smart contract that makes up the NFT. I don't know. See, now I'm getting into the weeds about what an NFT is, which
we don't want to do that.
None of you guys have been to business school or know anything about finance or anything. So, like, what the fuck am I even talking about? So,
It's
yeah.
kinda, I don't know.
The people buying it would be the ones maybe making the money, not us. If it resold, which I mean, that monkey is great.
It is.
I should make more creatures in that style.
I agree,
like, for fun.
Yeah, we got to boot up the game again.
I can pull up MS Paint. It'd be basically the same thing,
but slightly different.
I think I drew a cat that was pretty good one time, right?
Yeah.
I drew some creature. Like, I should just draw different creatures holding different things.
Yeah.
And that would be good.
Draw like a duck holding a leek.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds familiar.
Does it?
And then I can make a variant of it where the duck is holding like a really big leek, like way bigger than him, and he looks angry. And I'd be like, it's two different things.
Totally original artwork.
Totally original. I didn't get that idea from anything.
When I was in high school, I had a creative writing class, and they're like, you have to have a journal, and you have to have like daily things. You have to write something daily and date it. And then like at the end of the semester, the teacher's going to like check through and make sure that you were doing your daily affirmations and so forth.
Whatever, yeah.
And I do not have that much creativity in my brain. And one of my pages was just titled Unoriginal Ideas. And it was me just being like, what if the Joker was a Batman villain?
That's not even.
It's nothing. It's just like
that's not even an original idea. That's just like describing what the joke. Like that's not even.
Yeah, one of them was. It was just a bunch of stuff. Like I filled the whole page of like, what if there was a chocolate bar named Kit Kat? What would that be?
You're just describing. That's not even. It'd be like, what if there was a chocolate bar with a crispy cookie on the inside, and it was. And you could break it into two little separate pieces. That would be an unoriginal idea. You can't just be, what if there's a chocolate bar named Kit Kat? That's just describing what, like, God damn it.
Look, I was 16. Right?
Well, okay, like when I was that age, and I was taking world mythology with I've mentioned this guy on the cast before, but he was the theater guy that like was later asked to leave my school for like who knows why, but like probably a little. A little, and I was a diddling.
Little wah.
Yeah. And, he made us do dream journals. And I would just like, because like I don't usually have, like I would wake up and be like, I need to have a dream like to get a grade, like to have a grade. And I don't.
Yeah, that seems unfair.
Much. Yeah, so I just started like writing shit about video games that I would play and be like, yeah, this was a dream that happened. He's like, oh, you should look into the thematic resonance of like these things. I'm like, yeah, I know. I've played the rest of the game. I know what it means. So I was cool even back in the day.
That's good. I think that's an unfair assignment.
No, it is. I mean, it was a stupid class. I mean, he had us like, we read like the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is pretty cool. We read some cool books, but he also like make us just like watch bullshit movies. Like we just watch Miyazaki films, and he'd be like,
Think about it.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be like, and I'd be like, I mean, Princess Mononoke is a good film, but
yeah,
sure.
That's a lot of this podcast. I feel like
we just say something, and we're like, have you considered?
Have you considered? We read it.
Pokemon?
We read a Wikipedia article. Think about it.
Think about it. There's a lot of turn it over in your head a few times. I've said that before. Just really sharpen your focus on that mental image.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. Look, I had to write 120 of these entries. one of them was me stealing ideas.
That's not bad. I mean, because it very quickly devolved into me just talking about video game bullshit. So
yeah, I had a lot that were like, I wrote poetry. I wrote like little stories, like a 2-page story or something. It was fine. I did a couple real lazy ones towards the end. It was like, here's 2 lists of rhymes. It was like literally 16 words that rhyme. Like single syllable words.
I mean, yeah, okay. You're like cat, pat, bat, rat.
Think about it.
Close quarters combat. Ooh.
And then
that's what I was doing on my Twitter. I mean, it's all it's all full circle.
Yeah.
That was a good week. I was having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Doja Matt and she hosts the Doug Zone?
I was to say Matt Doug Zone is trans, but
think about it.
Who's to say? I'm just throwing the idea out there. I don't necessarily believe that.
It's an idea that's in the ether.
That idea is out there. It's whether anybody wants it out there or not, and I think there are people on both sides.
Like Matt, for instance.
He's on one of the sides.
Oh, the spectrum exists, folks.
True. I mean, what is gender anyway? I mean, this is Bad Boy Crimes. We're the number 1 gender politics podcast in Tanzania.
Probably true.
Probably.
Probably true.
Yeah.
Folks, what do you know about Rolling Down in the Deep?
You mean like the Adele song, Rolling in the Deep?
No, that was
Rolling in the Deep, folks, when you're having a good laugh. How about that?
That was Astronaut in the Ocean. Masked Wolf.
You're just saying I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You don't know that jam? What you know about Rolling Down in the Deep?
No. I mean, look, man, if it's not 9 Asian women singing and dancing, I don't know it. I would say Korean, but they're not all Korean, so I guess they're Korean by
association,
but not ethnically. That's weird that the United States.
I guess it's like, do you identify as American or Italian?
Right. Yeah. And honestly, like, if you wanted to put a gun to my head, this is probably neither. I don't really identify with anything.
So you're non-binary.
I will kill you.
Of the binary of Italian or American, you chose neither. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, there's not. That's not a binary. That's not a thing. Not that there's anything wrong with being non-binary. Famously, they exist. So that's fine. And I'm not going to do anything about it. But I love a they them or a she they. Love them. They're great.
Yep.
No visual bits are going on behind the scenes, folks. Let me assure you of that.
No comment.
Because there's nothing to comment on because there weren't any visual bits, buddy.
It's a no comment situation.
It's a no comment. How great's just not having.
I feel like if gender identity comes up, you should be saying no comment. I feel like that's sort of where we're at.
I got some shit to say, so. And everyone is fine being who they are, and that's great. And I don't. I
disagree, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, so you're the bigot. I mean,
well, I just think racists and murderers not fine being who they are.
Gender identity, you knucklehead. Don't be racist. Don't murder people.
Unless
not to be sexist.
Unless, as stated on my solo episode, it is Senate Majority Leader blah 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 blah. I didn't say anybody's name.
Yeah, I do remember you. That was kind of a fever dream, which I'm sure it was for you when you were recording.
Oh boy!
But everyone was talking about. They're like, "Oh, this is like a stream of consciousness, and I was like, no, this like all this tracks. Like I was not really, super. I mean, then again, I do the podcast with you every week, so maybe I'm like, just like, yeah,
you're in tune.
I'm in tune. I'm like, this is what it would be like if I wasn't there to reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, you don't reel it in that much, and I don't reel you in that much.
No, I think it's just what it is like two things kind of like canceling each other out.
Yeah.
And like meeting in the middle, but not really on purpose.
Yeah, it's just like
it's just like that.
It's just like
look, it's just like that.
I'm gonna edit it out.
No. But now this bit doesn't make any sense if you edit out you coughing.
Even better.
No, I'm gonna look like a loser.
Yeah,
I can't.
Look, I have
all three of my fans think I'm lame.
Well, I'm one of them, and I think you're mucho cool.
Thanks.
Speaking of things I say, and if they're cool or not,
yeah.
People at the Box Factory think a lot of the things I say are decidedly uncool.
Like what? I mean, I'm not going to necessarily disagree without even knowing what it's been said. But give me an example.
Well, the main difference that is expressed, I won't say the main difference that exists, but the main difference that is expressed between me and my coworkers is that I am white and none of them are.
You're the diversity hire.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to bring that diversity.
Yeah. And
a lot of my coworkers think that the white phrasing often not hip, not with it. So I will say things such as gosh darn it, doesn't go over well.
I think it's funny to be like ironically a little too white because that's obviously what you're doing. Yeah. Gee dang it, stuff like that. Just pretending you're from like Minnesota.
Yeah. I thought that it was fun.
Because they probably like don't know that you're doing like they don't know you're doing a.
They think that I'm being sincere.
Hokey ass like white person.
Yeah. What else did I say? I said a lot of oh geez Louise, and then they're like, don't say geez Louise. That's
cheese and rice.
I did say
cheese and rice is great. You say that, you don't want to say Jesus Christ. It's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Cheese and rice.
Apparently, none of them had heard of that.
Most people have it. And I only heard of it because of some old white lady. Well, not old. She was like a MILF back in 2011. But yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I did say Jesus. Shout out Tracy,
dude. Yeah,
educating the youths on cheese and rice.
Yeah.
And then so they don't like Geez Louise. No. So you try and switch it up. You make it a little bit more interesting. I got a couple variants: Omicron, Delta, etc. Couple variants on Geez Louise. You got Geez Louises. Similarly,
yeah,
Jesus Louise.
Cheese Louises, that could be one.
Cheese Louises could work. And Geez Luigi. That's a good one.
I feel like you're kind of... That's too many steps removed. And you're not just... You're mad at your Italian coworker. Geez Luigi, what the fuck are you doing over here?
Yeah.
Luigi, what the fuck is this? Folks, so Robbie Goodwin is in the studio.
Robbie Goodwin, come on the cast and leave your microphone muted. He's not listening. He's not listening. Robbie Goodwin, famous ex-podcast host. He's not doing anything.
Robbie Goodwin, come on the cast, defend Dalton.
Dalton, come on, guys, defend Robbie.
I think that'd be a good show. You have to defend the other person's, and then maybe you reconcile some stuff. I think that would be good.
Maybe some of those defenses will be more solid than others, and I won't say whose, but
dude, hanging out in the spaces, I'm like, Dalton, I think he's right about everything.
Maybe you should start.
He's not crazy, and he's the only sane person.
Maybe you should start hosting Twitter Spaces.
I don't know if anybody would hop in on this.
I don't know. Maybe I'll start doing it.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should just start doing the podcast in a Twitter Space.
I mean, we could. Nothing's stopping us. I don't know. Do you have Twitter Spaces on the BBC account? Does that exist?
I got it before the regular one somehow.
A little bit of that podcast clout.
Yeah. Yeah, we have Spaces. I could start one right now.
Yeah, don't do it right now. I think that's a poor decision. But
yeah, let's start a Twitter Space halfway through the podcast.
Good to know.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, we should actually do a Twitter Space one of these days.
Like, I wonder how many other true crime people would wander into our Twitter Space if we did for the Bad Boy Crimes thing, and then also our fans, and that would just be for some of those people. Honestly, probably for everyone involved, just in different ways.
Yeah. It would be very funny to start a Twitter Space and just take the true crime angle very seriously. Just try and get other true crime podcasts in there.
Yeah.
And then when they request to be speakers, then we turn on the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, this is tricking people into being a guest on our show.
It's an old bait and switch.
I'm sure, I'm sure if I just DM'd literally any of those podcasts that have less followers than us, which I think some of those exist, we could probably get them on. Which would be a funny thing to do, because they would be like, what is the show? We'd be like, so what is it in gender?
Yeah. What do you think about murdering American political leaders in Minecraft? Is that
cool
fun?
Murdering anybody in Minecraft, honestly. I don't give a fuck. It's funny.
I agree. And then they'll say, oh, I've killed a few creepers before. I got experience.
Creeper. Oh, man.
Yeah, because...
Are we back in the mine? Dude, I love those songs. They're great. Check out Minecraft parody songs. That's my little tip for this week. They're pretty good. If you like Minecraft, or if you don't like Minecraft.
Check out the fan-made epic rap battle of history, Guy Fawkes versus the Joker.
That sucks.
I watched that today. Put it in the Doug Zone. It seems nobody's a fan.
Is there a epic rap battles of history where it's like Doug Walker versus the angry video game nerd or something?
No,
someone should make that.
I think that's just Doug Walker's yearly video.
Someone should make epic rap battles of history. Maybe epic rap battles of YouTube. That could be a thing, and then you just make that's actually not the worst idea I've ever had.
It's for
a very specific audience, but I think that audience would eat it up because they're idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on my 2 appearances on the Doug Zone, people on YouTube are idiots.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
People who comment specifically on YouTube videos, I guess it's one thing if you leave an insightful comment, or if you're being mean, it's still stupid, but at least you have to be a little bit with the program to be mean to somebody, because you're pointing out flaws that are usually the reads are correct,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not going to name names about who I'm specifically thinking of right now, but
could be anybody.
It could be anybody previously mentioned on this podcast. but who's to say? And but like I'll go on Twice videos as I do, and the comments are just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the lowest IQ possible to still like find the video and comment something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. I wonder if I just pull up a random one, it would be like really enlightening. But
hello, Twice.
Hello, Twice. Come on the podcast to defend yourself. Specifically from why aren't you all in love with me?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've been on the Doug Zone twice, and I read Doug Zone comments. I mean, Doug Walker comments. A lot of just nonsense, just absolute hogwash. That's another one that I use at the Box Factory is hogwash.
Twice's beauty is out of this world from Think Twice 2 days ago. This is from a music video from 2020. Michelle says, so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anna Vivi says, I love this song.
True. That's true.
I mean,
so true.
Why would anybody leave that comment? They're not reading it.
Yeah. That's often what I think when I read a YouTube comment is like, hope they see this.
Or like, who's still listening in 2022? It's like, who cares? Who gives? No one cares. Like, are you doing it to farm likes? So you feel good because a bunch of people liked your idiot comment because those people are somehow dumber than you? Who cares?
Yeah, they couldn't even come up with that comment.
Oh my God, I'm still listening. Me, shut the fuck up. God, I hate people.
I mean, actually, I'm on their side now. I've switched teams.
You're like, you're like, hey, I do that. Wait a minute,
I do that. All from the official Bad Boy Crimes YouTube channel. I'm commenting who's still listening, and it's on a Bad Boy Crimes episode I just uploaded.
No, you comment like who's still listening in 2025 the day it comes out, just as a hedging your bets.
That's when it's really gonna pop off.
Oh, it's gonna pop off. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
when we get Shadow Vision on the podcast, man. I wonder if I can. Can I just fucking message him on Facebook? Should I do? I'm gonna do that.
You do that. I am going to comment on the YouTube video upload of the Zodiac Killer episode.
Mm-hmm.
Who is still listening in 2020? Yep. 2020, folks. I hope that comment goes over well. I hope it gets some banger comment replies and likes.
I also hope that. All right, I'm messaging real life superhero Shadow Vision. Hey, Shadow Vision, would you want to go on my small true crime podcast to talk about your perspective as a boots on the ground superhero?
Good message, honestly.
Yeah.
That's better than any message I've sent to actually get a guest.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It typically replies in a few hours, so maybe he'll respond. Yo, if we get Shadow Vision, that'd be so fucking sick.
Where does it say he typically responds in a few hours?
In the messaging thing. Like when you message an account on like a fan page or something that's like, it'll say how long it takes for them to respond to you. So
very cool.
It could be averaging very instant responses with not responding, and it gives you a few hours, but I don't know.
We'll see.
I think
it's possible.
It's not zero.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of crime, you want to get into it?
Yeah. Who do you want to go first? Are you jazzed, or do you want me to go first? Because I feel like I never go first.
You rarely go first
because I'm always
slick with the segues.
Yeah. Well, I'm like content to just talk about nothing for an hour. Be like, oh well, this happened. Okay, bye.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which is what I think this podcast should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what people like when we just talk about shit. Which is what I've been saying since the beginning. And some people have been fighting me about that for almost 2 years.
Who's to say who? We did get positive comments about the fact that we did not bring up crime until like 50 minutes recently.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, you gotta kind of loosen up, get into it. It's fine. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fuck it. We're not doing crimes this episode.
No. Hold on. I watched 20 minutes of an episode of 60 minutes for this thing. I'm doing a crime. No.
Now where's the pushback? Now where's the pushback coming from?
I want to do.
Just think about it.
I like this one. It's a good. All right, shut the fuck up. We will have another fight on the air. I don't care. Although we have nothing to really fight about this time, so or do we? I don't know. I don't think we do.
It's about to happen. I'm gonna say a quick trigger phrase, and Coach is gonna lose it on me.
Oh no.
No, I don't have anything.
I was like,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
He could. Don't do it. We're good. We have pretty good chemistry.
We've been good. 2022 has been a good year for Bad Boy Crimes. It's only been a month, so there's time for this to crash and burn. But right now we're going fine.
Yeah, I think January is our strongest month of every year.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we want to do good.
Yeah.
And then probably mid-February it falls apart. We're like, I hate I have a podcast.
I think the 2 months I was at my dad's, I think that was good. It was weird, but
it was weird.
It was weird. Anyway, let me do my crime.
All right, hang on. Give it 10 minutes. Let's vibe for a little bit longer.
We're vibing, man. We're vibing. What do you fucking want? I'm just like, I'm like checking my phone. I'm like, has he texted me back yet?
Is Shadow Vision gonna? What if we could just invite him, just send him the link to this recording,
episode, yeah,
and just like see if we can get him in before the end. You got like 20 minutes.
To do a secret 2-hour episode.
It would be hilarious to just have him come in mid-episode and just no explanation.
Be like, just tell us everything about... Because there's no way a podcast has had Shadow Vision on yet.
No, he has been on a news show on TV or something.
Yeah.
It may have just been like a Facebook video interview, but...
Also, I told him it was a small podcast, so it's not like it'd be, until the Shadow Vision heads get a hold of it, and then we blow up.
How many Shadow Vision heads do you think there are?
I mean, he's got fans on Facebook. I mean, I don't know.
What's his fan page looking like?
I don't know specifically, but he's got 11,000 people liking it. That's not nothing.
That's pretty damn good.
As a community service. And he is serving his community, so...
So I've stumbled upon the fact that there is no Shadow Vision subreddit. Could make one.
Yeah, we could be the number one Shadow Vision heads as a way of socially engineering him onto our podcast.
It could happen.
It could. I mean, I think that would be something that we could do that, but we're both too lazy to make that happen.
Oh, absolutely. I have no motivational investments in this podcast.
No,
I have no aspirations.
We do the one episode a week, and we're like, cool.
Talk to you next week.
Yeah.
But I did do a little bonus episode all by myself, just for a little funsies,
yeah,
and that was
because I said I was going to do it. And you're like, well, I'm going to beat him to the punch, and then I was like,
yeah, I gotta.
My life's actually not. My life's fine, so I'm not going to do one.
Yeah,
I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for, the sword of Damocles to strike maybe a little later.
Yeah. I realized doing a solo podcast, that's a thing that like other people, all their episodes are solo.
Yeah.
Wicked Crime South Africa, one dude just friggin'
we gotta
going.
get Wicked Crime South Africa on the cast.
I don't know if he would like it, to be honest.
Listen to his work. He's very serious.
He is quite serious. It's an interesting podcast. I've only listened to like 2 episodes, but it's all crime in South Africa, which I know nothing about, and it's all paranormal. Yeah.
That's how it's spelled in Slime Soccer. Slime Soccer, not Slocker. Mm-hmm. Slocker, I hardly know her.
Nice.
Dude, those jokes never get old. And the more like just work you have to do to make it funny, the better. Oh, it's so good.
Is it?
Whataburger, I hardly know her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I called it Inside and Out Burger recently. I thought that was a little bit of a fun little thing.
You thought that was a fun thing? Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Inside and out.
Yeah.
I don't want to say inside and outside. It's too much.
Uh-huh.
It's just, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I mean,
you just put a little sauce on it.
A
little bit of pepper. It's like it's like seasoning.
You know what you're saying?
It's like you just crack open the smoky applewood seasoning and you just, do a little dash.
Yeah, because that's how you season. Yeah, applewood is a seasoning that you sprinkle.
Smoky applewood is a seasoning. Am I right?
I mean, it's wood that you use to smoke something.
There's no substance of like a ground powder, perhaps.
I don't think there's
It's like paprika, but it tastes like apples.
No, that doesn't exist.
Are you sure?
Are you fucking with me right now? Or are you serious?
Pretty sure I've seen it.
No, it's not fun. No,
Prove me wrong.
I have to Google this.
Prove me wrong, you coward. He's Googling it. I've won. He believes me.
Oh, no. No, there's a fucking McCormick Grill Nated Smoky Applewood Spice Rub. That's stupid. That's fucking dumb.
Who has been proven right?
I have never been more mad than I am right now on this fucking shitty podcast. Fuck.
The reason I picked that one is because at the box factory, a box broke open and there's a smoky applewood spice that came out that no one knows what box it goes into anymore. So it's just hanging out on the manager's table.
Yeah. Well, so you knew it was real, and you were just
I knew it was real. I was playing it up.
You fucking play me like a damn fiddle. I hate you.
It's a little bit of sauce.
All right, let me do my. It's still not. It's not a sauce. It's a fucking spice rub. But let me do my crime, please.
Just admit that I'm a G.
Yeah, you got me. Whatever. Fine. Let me do my crime.
All right, do your crime.
All right. So, how familiar are you with Australian rappers? If I had to guess, not very, if at all.
I would say my favorite Australian rapper. I love the duo Bliss and Esso. I think they're great. Saw them live. Killed it. My favorite solo Australian rapper.
Yeah.
360.
Okay, well.
He's got a song about, like, don't beat your wife. She's a human being. And it went platinum. So,
I'm sure cool. You live by those rules.
I've never beat my wife.
Well, you're
not even in video games.
Wow, simp.
I try really hard. She's good.
Is she?
Yeah.
Is she good at Smash or just in like other games?
No, she won't play games that she's bad at is the thing.
I see.
But the games that she's good at, yeah, she will win every single game all the time.
What is she good at?
Mario Party. But she's good at it.
Let me.
She's real good at Scrabble. Really good at Scrabble. She's good at board games. She's good at trivia.
We got to get a game night going. You and your wife, me, and like Ethan or somebody. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Do a game of online Mario Party, and we'll see who's the best. That would be fun, actually.
That would be a good time.
I think that would be a good time. Yeah. So, Ethan, if you're listening, does that sound fun to you? You'll be on the cast next week. We can talk about it.
Doxed. He's on the cast next week.
Sorry, spoiler alert. We're having Ethan on again. Anyway, so my crime is about sort of about Australian rapper Jet McKee. Have you heard of him? Yeah. Well, from what I listened, his music is bad, and
I know Dundee. Is he related to Dundee?
I don't think he's related to Dundee. His rapper aesthetic is very much of like I'm a criminal sort of a vibe, you know. I like breaking and entering and robbing people and shooting them, you know. And he's punk ass little white Australian boy. And
my apologies. Bliss and Esso is a trio. Carry on.
Okay, well, sure. The record has shown that you fucked up.
Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
Yeah, this is how it happens. I get it. So Jet, you know, I think his art was a way of manifesting something within him because he loves playing fucking slot machines. You know, the video poker. You know,
yeah,
and he needs a little bit of scratch, even though he's a rapper. That was
a little Skrilla scratch.
He needs that coin
and a little financial backing.
He's just ripped out on ice, which is meth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm familiar. Shards.
I had to look that up because the fucking Australian lady kept saying ice, and I'm like an icy? Like he went to the 7-Eleven and
he was ripped up on ice.
Yeah.
And you're like,
that is really how it sounded. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. And and so he's like, well, I'm going to go rob somebody because I talk about it in my music that I'm hard, I'm thug. Mm-hmm. I need to manifest that destiny. You know what I mean?
Of course. So pluribus unum.
Exactly. No.
I said that genuinely believing it, and then a second later, I was like, "That's not what that means." I don't know what "e pluribus unum" means, but it's not that.
No, it's not that.
He goes to rob somebody.
He goes to rob somebody, and you know he's got a gun. He's got a knuckle duster, as they were saying, which brass knuckles, but it didn't look brass. It looked like
I think brass knuckles is.
I don't think they're really made.
It's a generic term. Yeah. Also, that's not what they said. They said knuckle duster, which doesn't specify what alloy they're made or not made of.
I think anybody outside of Australia calls them a knuckle duster. I don't know. They're weird down there, you know. Those. Sorry to alienate our Australian viewership, but or listenership.
It's not an insignificant portion.
It's not. No, they like the kangaroos and fucking wombats. They love us. They're listening, and they're coming out for bad boy crimes. He goes to rob somebody. Now, meanwhile, Hannah, I forget her last name.
Barbara.
No, it's something stupid.
Hannah Baker. This is my 12th reason.
Hannah Quinn was at her boyfriend Blake Davis's house, and she's like, "I'm going to go get brunch at like 11:30 or whatever." A time when one would go get brunch. And so she goes get brunch. She comes back and she sees our friend Jet McKee kind of like loitering around the house, like around the neighborhood, sort of like trying to like being shady, you know, one would like look like they're casing a place trying to break in. And she's like, that's weird. I'm not going to do anything about it. So then she goes inside. And then
that's fine. It exists. I'm not going to do anything.
Exactly. She was listening to Bad Boy Crimes back in 2018 and sees a -2. And so she goes inside, hangs out with her boyfriend Blake, and then literally a minute later, our friend Jet comes in with the little baklava or whatever the fuck, the little ski mask thing with the eyes and mouth hole.
Baklava is a little chocolate dessert.
Okay, what do you call them?
A balaclava.
A balaclava. What the?
Very similar. It's okay. That happens.
It
happens. Don't worry about it. You were wrong, but don't worry about it.
I feel like I'm being attacked. I'm trying to do a good job. I'm trying to tell a story. I'm trying to weave a tale, and I feel like
I have a lot of mental energy right now, and I'm being a little spastic.
Well, I'm jacked up on cold medication, so let's fucking go.
Let's fucking rip it,
dude. So Jet comes in. He's like, "Yo, give me all your fucking money," blah blah, that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of an altercation, and then he points the gun at Hannah, and Blake, the boyfriend, kind of gets in the way. He's like, "Yo, fuck off," and then he punches Blake in kind of the face/eye region with the knuckle duster.
Mm-hmm.
He
put it
dusts
to good
the
use.
knuckle on Blake, and so Blake's knocked out cold for a little bit. And then he's goes to Hannah, he's like, "Give me your purse," and she's like, "No," and then they kind of fight over that, and eventually they go outside. Blake wakes up and he thinks he's been shot, apparently, allegedly, and he's like, "Well, I'm confused. What's going on?" And and then he notices outside that there's the conflict is still raging.
It's ongoing.
Yeah. So at that time, Jet takes the bag from Hannah and books it, and Hannah's like, "Well, I really want my bag back. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go after Jet, the guy with the gun."
No, I may have missed this. Does this person know Jet?
No, this is just some guy. This is just a thing. He just was looking for some place to rob.
A little random happenstance. Okay.
He's a gambling addict and he loves his meth. So he needs a little scratch.
Ois.
Allegedly, Jet thought that Blake and Hannah were drug dealers, and I think that's why he was robbing them. That's what I read on another article, but it doesn't.
Description.
For the sake of the story, it doesn't really matter. And so Hannah then goes after Jet into the street in their little, neighborhood, and because the dude's kind of cracked out, she's able to steal the bag back.
Mm-hmm.
Jet goes in for a punch, misses, and falls to the ground. He still has the gun though, so he gets up and he's kind of pointing the gun at Hannah, and this is when Blake's looking out the window. Hannah has her bag back. I don't know why she doesn't just fucking book it, because the dude's in the middle of the street. He's kind of screwed. Also, fun fact, the gun actually only had blanks in it, so none of them were ever in danger of being shot. They didn't know that.
Whoever loaded that gun should have been on the set of Rust. Am I right, folks? A little timely reference.
This is it's the references keep going. Actually, this ties in a lot of the late season 1 Bad Boy Crimes content, which I think the fans are going to really dig. And so Blake sees that his girlfriend has a gun pointed at her, and he's like, "Well, I need to do something about this." So he goes while he's half concussed, bleeding out from his temple. He grabs a samurai sword that he has displayed, and he goes outside and just goes up to Jet and just hits him in the skull with it.
Yeah.
And that he crumples to the ground. Eventually, he's able to get up, but then our friend Jet bleeds out and dies. R.I.P. Now, if this was America and not Australia, our noble samurai warrior Blake would have been as pure self-defense. But in Australia, he got sentenced to, I think, like 3 years jail time ish for manslaughter.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend got, she didn't get any manslaughter charges, but she got like assistance to
aiding and abetting.
Something like that. Yeah. And I just think it's so crazy that, because that's like castle doctrine right there, baby. Like in Texas,
yeah,
they'd be like, "Good job, son. You saved your woman," and also samurai sword, badass, right? And I mean, Kyle Rittenhouse. Say what you will, he got away with it. This guy would have gotten away with it too, but down under, pretty crazy. And the whole time I was watching is all these people have Australian accents, and Blake and Hannah are talking about their relationship, and I'm just like, oh, this is like Love on the Spectrum. It sounds just like, it sounded just like that. She's like, my girlfriend was in trouble, and I knew I had to do something. And I'm like, well, when's relationship specialist Jodie Foster going to come out and tell him, like, hey, you got to make eye contact.
Yeah.
You got to say what you're feeling.
I've often heard some people with accents, and I'm like, do you really talk like that all the time, though?
That was my reaction for the whole 20 minutes of that episode of 60 Minutes I watched. I was like,
Australian's one of them. I'm like, you're putting it on, though, right? Like, you're exaggerating it. Because I know that I have an accent, you have an accent, but it's like, it's fine.
It's reasonable. It's not cartoonish.
Yeah. Certain accents are cartoonish. One of them being Scottish. One of them being Australian.
Irish.
I wish they didn't talk like that.
Oh.
Got him. All right. Happy ending.
Happy. Well, I mean, not for Jet, but his music sucked, so I don't know. Were we supposed to say something about the victims? Look up Jet McKee on
just YouTube, so he's the victim.
He did try and rob them, and he got. So I do think it's interesting though how the justice system is so different in different countries. Because I'm like, if this happened in the United States, I don't think they would have gotten manslaughter.
Yeah, they would have been on our podcast and gotten 3 years in jail for man's laughter. Am I right, folks?
Blake, when you're on parole in 2023, come on the cast to defend yourself.
He's already shown he can defend himself, I think.
That is true, yeah. Well, iron sharpens iron, man. We both get our samurai swords out and sharpen each other, so.
Yeah. Let's talk about the guy. Let's talk about the guy who went to jail for using a samurai sword, about coming on our show and using his samurai sword as soon as he gets out of jail.
Yeah. It is so sick, though, to be like concussed and bleeding out and be like, I'm going to draw the blade and it's going to taste blood.
Yeah.
He knew the way of the samurai warrior, so, real recognizes real. And I definitely did not just look up samurai true crime this morning as soon as I woke up.
It's a good algorithm. It works. The formula works.
We get them some. You don't hear these stories, although I think
this one was on 60 Minutes. It's
you could have heard this somewhere else, but I also definitely saw a South Africa true crime podcast. I don't think it was Wicked Crimes South Africa, but a different one. And they absolutely already covered this, but that's beside the point. Our audience hasn't heard this anywhere else.
It's true. Because our audience does not like true crime.
Yeah, or reading about things that are like conspiracies or like communist theory.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a bit of a drag.
Yeah. So speaking of the formula on how we find these stories, I was thinking today, there are a lot of
thinking, dude.
I think
you were having thoughts.
Yeah, it's not just a hat rack up here.
Oh, no, you do got some sick hats though. You got that drip, bro, for real.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm all swagged out.
Swagged out.
I was thinking, there are a lot of criminals that have, like, before they get caught, they're branded in the media as like an interesting nickname, like the grocery cart murderer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We love a good nick. I mean, this guy was the samurai killer.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he doesn't look like a man
of the sword.
He doesn't follow the Bushido code the way I do. But
yeah. All right, Blake, come on the cast. We'll give you some lessons. Free.
Yeah. I'll have enough time to read, all the books on Bushido.
I'll have time to learn what I'm claiming to know.
Yeah. You know me.
So I was looking up silly criminal nicknames, and I came across an article.
That's a great fucking. That's so smart, actually.
It's nobody else listening. Nobody do that, because I'm probably going to exhaust this list over the next few months. There's an article: do silly criminal nicknames make crime less scary? And they can.
The answer is yeah. The whole industry around true crime, I think, makes it less scary.
Yeah. If there is, like, I guess it's not a silly name, but if there's like the city street strangler, I don't know,
the hash slinging slasher.
Yeah, that's a little bit sillier. I'm like strangler, slasher. Those are scary words. I'm like, oh, this is for real. These are CIA operatives.
Yeah, the hash slinging slasher. That's a SpongeBob reference, folks.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. You know, there's a Patrick spinoff show.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until mere moments ago.
There is.
Anyway,
Steven would have never wanted that.
Yeah, R.I.P. Mr. Hillenberg.
Not to be confused with Hindenburg. Also R.I.P. for different reasons.
Yeah.
They literally rested in pieces, folks. Because it exploded.
Hydrogen. Anyway.
Yeah, we're doing so many fucking visual bits right now. Yeah. This is such a fun show to be on. Listening to it, who's to say? I couldn't tell you, but it's fun to be on.
It is fun to be on. I don't know. Book yourself on the show.
Yeah.
Can't have next week. Spoiler.
Week after, maybe we got Shadow Vision. Sorry, Ethan, if Shadow Vision's like next week is my only availability, you're getting bumped. I'm sorry.
I think he understands. I think that's fine.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway, 2013, a young man enters a credit union in Edwardsville, Missouri. Calm, cool, collected. This dude is keeping it 300 like the Romans, dude.
Yeah. I mean, just like me when I go to a bank, I'm always just chilling. I'm like, I'm here to...
Yeah, I'm here to conduct a transaction.
I never go into banks anymore, actually. I haven't been to a bank inside a bank in years. All that mobile banking,
probably since 2013, am I right?
No, it's like 2015.
So this could have been you, is what you're saying. Because this was 2013.
That could have been me.
Could have been you. So he's calm, cool, collected, and he's like, look, I'm here to conduct some transactions and get out of here. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
He's got a little fedora on. He's wearing sunglasses.
Real cool guy.
Real cool guy.
The Matrix. Just watched Grandma's Boy and is like, this is the look that I want.
Yeah.
The hacker guy from Grandma's Boy.
Yeah. And everyone's like, okay, this is a 20-something blonde white male. I'm not threatened. I'm not in fear for my life. They may feel a little differently in the year of our Lord 2022 about blonde white males. Anyway, he's just strolling through the bank. He approaches the teller, all cool, and things take a bit of a dark turn.
I couldn't have guessed. I do love it when, like, on a true crime podcast specifically, they're telling a story and it opens up. It's like very normal. Then they're like, and then something unexpected happened. I'm like,
something
how
goes awry.
Is it really? Like, we know. Just do it. I know you're doing a bit, but it is like a thing other true crime podcasts do. It's like, God, give me a fucking break.
Yeah, that's that's also a thing that happens when I read articles.
Yeah,
like this one doesn't do it, but other articles be like, and then something went a little bit amiss.
Something went a little kooky.
There was like a little bit of trouble afoot on the Alec Baldwin movie set. Anyway,
Alec Baldwin, you're still allowed to come on the podcast and defend yourself. It's okay.
You don't even need to defend yourself.
We think you did nothing wrong.
Self-defense. I'll claim self-defense on that. So this young man,
Grassy Knoll killing JFK, self-defense, baby.
He was gonna draft them. Self-defense in advance. So this young man, he goes up to the teller and he implies that he has a firearm. And he real smoothly slips a note to the teller, like, hook me up with some kashish, a little bit of cash money. Ain't nothing funny. And then they're like, all right, I see you. You have an implied firearm. Here's a little bit of Skrilla scratch. And then he pieces the fuck out. He's out of there. Bing, bang, boom. Done. Gone.
You could rob one bank and get away with it.
That's true. And wait for this trick. 9 days later, Crystal City, Missouri, he comes again to a U.S. bank. Slides in the door. Keeping it 300 like the Romans. Calm, cool, collected. Implies that he's armed. Doesn't have a weapon. Or he does.
Who's to say?
He never reveals it to the audience, but he implies it. And let me tell you, he friggin' escapes with cold hard cash.
How much money is he racking up? Does it say?
Does not say.
No, not nothing.
Not nothing.
Yeah, this guy sounds like he's a regular GTA Online player.
So the first bank, May 6th, hits it.
Yeah.
By mid-August, August 15th, June, July, half of May, half of June, half of July, half of August, and then the other halves of June and July. 4 or 5 months, he hits 10 banks in 5 states.
This dude's...
And he's just a white dude in a fedora and sunglasses, just walking up being like, give me the money or I may have a gun. And they're like, shit, dude. Each time, surveillance cameras catch him clad in plaid with sunglasses on and all-American college boy looks. He's not so scary. By September, now this is where the article I may take slight issue with their authorship. By September, the FBI is bugging.
Did they say that?
Yep. They say bugging with an apostrophe.
Okay. Because if you said that, I'd be like, well, you're having fun with the story. That's the bit on our podcast. But a real article wrote that? That's not good.
This is on a .org.
Oh, no. They should not be writing like that.
They can't seem to catch this guy, even though they have plenty of footage of him. They fear he'll strike again and maybe, eventually, use that weapon he keeps claiming to have.
This guy sounds like he was one of the mystery men of the 21 Faces.
He might be. As a 20-something blonde white male living in Missouri.
Maybe he read that story and was like, now this.
This is epic.
Yeah. And it is.
So the FBI branded him with one of these famous silly criminal nicknames. And I kind of take issue with them calling this a silly criminal nickname. It's the I-55 Bandit because all the banks were along the I-55.
Yeah, that's not silly. That's just accurate.
It's just like name of highway and like criminal name. Now, Bandit sounds tough, right?
The highwayman. They should have called him the I-55 highwayman. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
Because Bandit, highwayman, same thing. And it's on the highway.
Yeah.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just did their job, idiots.
It's
Use
the
your
FBI.
brain.
The FBI doesn't. They don't thinky.
They don't have an art minor.
I guarantee you, no one in the FBI has an art minor, and it shows.
That's why they need to hire me.
That's why none of their conspiracies are masterpieces. I'm trying to think of a masterpiece conspiracy, but the whole thing is that like I wouldn't know it. So
exactly. How alive is Queen Elizabeth? She's so alive right now.
She's got the joie de vivre of a 70-year-old.
Yeah, she sent me a Snapchat just yesterday saying how alive she was, and I was like, "Oh, shit, cool."
Yeah, she's in a picture of her
on Bad Boy Crimes.
Her waving, and the text, "Hello, it is me, the Queen."
Yeah,
we here in the United States, we love assigning nicknames to everything from celebrity couples to weather catastrophes, and especially to criminals. Apparently, it makes the bad news easier to swallow, or it gets people to pay attention, or it makes it easier for us to disassociate ourselves from the bad guys.
Duh.
Yeah, it's a CIA op.
It's all
to normalize banditry.
No, I think a lot of things that people are like, "Oh, this is a psyop conspiracy." Is just like human behavior, like converging in ways that end up having unfortunate externalities that you can't really do anything about, just because that's people doing what people do. But sure, it's a psyop.
Yeah, it's probably a psyop. The thing,
really alienating a portion of our audience.
In a way, we make light of the crimes. They become fascinating, morbid form of entertainment. I wouldn't know anything about using crime as a form of entertainment.
Yeah, we don't make light of crime ever.
It's kind of fucked up that they would assume this about anybody.
Yeah, especially us.
Especially these dignified journalists. And then the article goes on to nickname another criminal. Real name, Nanny Doss. Criminal nickname, the Giggling Granny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that. Wait, does they ever catch the I-55 bandit?
I don't think so. They don't have a real name for him.
Cool. Man, that dude's chilling with a bunch of money he can't spend.
He's buying gas and groceries, folks.
Hey, he's set for life in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Pay cash, maybe?
What are you getting? Maybe $3,500 a bank if they're just clearing out the drawer?
Oh. Yeah.
Like $35,000.
Yeah, I don't know. How much do you get from robbing a bank?
It depends if you go to the vault. And this guy, he's not going to the vault. He's just going to one teller, like, slide me some bills. Give me the Benjamins. I got a scram.
Okay, so according to Quora, it says it could be anywhere from 2,000 to 50,000 plus. But make no mistake, today technology and security protocols have advanced to a point that it's not if a robbery will be caught, but when.
Yeah.
People
you gotta
also
do a little bit of damage control.
Robbers make.
You gotta do a little bit of damage control, and you're like, you could make up to $50,000, but don't forget, it is illegal.
Wait, what the fuck? How much does a robber make? The average robber in the U.S. makes $57,329. The average bonus for a robber is what?
Is this a Sims?
No, this is
This has got to be Sims.
robber. What the fuck are they talking about?
A Rob Walker?
Robbers.
I hardly know. Robber, I hardly know her.
Well, that was the case with Jet McKee. Look what happened to him.
Yeah.
Why is it talking about tax brackets for robbers? What's going on?
I'm confused.
I'm so confused. You make more in Phoenix apparently as a robber. What is rob? Do they mean something else? Do people still rob banks?
It's such an old-fashioned job.
It really is.
It's like chimney sweep, bank robber. It's real of its time.
Why do they have a website Why do they have a website about the salary of a bank robber? What does that mean? What the fuck?
I think we're uncovering something that ought not to be uncovered.
Okay, now this is a CIA psyop. The CIA is robbing banks to perpetuate the true crime economy, to desensitize us to real crimes that they're committing overseas. I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
Is it though?
I don't know.
I think that we have so many
Crypt of currency. Think about it.
Yeah. Money in the grave.
CIA, what does the C stand for? Crime, folks.
Not true.
Crime Inception Agency, dude. Think about that. Inception. Sept. 7. Lucky number 7. There we go. Think about it.
Don't think too hard.
Know the ledge.
The giggling granny, responsible for killing 11 people.
Well, she's got a lot to giggle about, huh?
Get this. 2 of her children, 4 husbands.
Nice.
2 sisters.
Girl boss stays winning.
She was getting it in,
she
dude.
killed basically her entire family.
Oh, yeah. 2 children, 4 husbands, 2 sisters, her mom, her grandson, and her nephew.
Yeah, I mean, who in her family did she not kill?
Herself.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude. And then she gets arrested, and they're like doing the whole good cop, bad cop interrogation, and she's just friggin' laughing at him. She's just giggling away.
How old was she? Did she have like dementia?
I don't know, but it said between the 1920s and 1954. So assuming she had a husband, she's maybe 22 in 1920. Give that another 35 years.
So she's not old, but she's senior citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ish.
So she's got the pretty serious crimes. But Giggling Granny put that in the newspaper, and everyone's like,
fun.
This is fun. Just look at her name. She's smiling in the picture.
This is fun. How could you be a Giggling Granny? And you're killing people.
Yeah. I can't do it, but, you know.
I can't do it either because my nose is all fucked.
That's fine.
That's why, not any other reason.
So this is 1954.
Yeah.
This is the 50s. This is the first true crime podcast. The public's just giggling.
The first true crime podcast, the newspaper.
In many ways. And people were just chuckling to themselves reading that in the newspaper because they're like, she's only killing her own family. As long as she's not at my family reunion, that's the Giggling Granny, dude.
Yeah. I ain't related to her. I don't give a fuck.
It's like the Fighting Irishman or something. It's like a sports mascot.
Yeah, the Washington Giggling Grannies. I think that's what they changed their their name
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
I forget what they actually did, but I really wish that they just kept...
It's like the Commanders or something.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. I really wish they just stayed as the Washington football team. I thought that ruled.
That was a good bit.
It was really good.
Unfortunately, like, normal people do not like bits.
Yeah. It's kind of hard. I guess if you're like a gambler, like our good friend Jet, just going to the bookie being like, can you put this on the football team? $15,000.
And they're like, get the fuck out of here. Give me a real answer. You're like, no, I mean the football team.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I know. Nobody bets on Washington, you idiot.
Yeah, they're a horrible team.
Yeah, probably. I haven't watched a sport in a decade and a half.
I know too much about sports for somebody who does not care about them or watch it at all. But I have my finger on the pulse of enough things to have conversations with people at work about it, which I fucking hate. But
yeah,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
When sports comes up at a casual conversation,
yeah,
I just employ the word ridiculous. They're like, hey, did you watch that game last night? I'm like, ridiculous. And then they'll give me more context. To be like, I know. Like,
I was watching Ridiculousness on MTV.
Yeah. I try and play it off as if I know what they're talking about. And I'm like, they're like, did you see it? I'm like, it was ridiculous. And they're like, yeah, it was like fucking the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, no, here's the thing: is you could just make somebody. They don't need for you to know about the game. If anything, it's better that you don't, so that you could be like, oh, tell me about it, please. And it'll just go off talking about the game. And you're like, cool.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear about it is the thing.
See, this is why I'm a lot more diplomatic than you are, even though the fan base clearly prefers one of us.
Look, the fan base, much like you, are sometimes wrong.
You heard it here first.
It's a bit of a double-edged sword.
Hey, you know what? Iron sharpens iron, baby. It's fine with me.
Here's we're gonna wrap this one up. It's getting a little long.
This has been a fun one, though.
It's an episode. It exists.
I've had fun. It's a good one. Shut the fuck up. It's been a good. Fuck you. I'm getting mad.
This is our famous anti-chemistry, folks. No, it's been good. So to sign off, I'm just going to throw in a little teaser for next week. In addition to the guest spoiler, unless it's Shadow Vision.
Well, it's a Shadow Vision. Well, either way, it's spoiled. It's just... It's a 50-50. Either it's Ethan or it's Shadow Vision. That's just how statistics works.
Neither is or it isn't. Do not Google your own spoilers upon this, but I wanted to share the next crime that will be from this same article about silly criminal nicknames. Alligator Man, a.k.a. his real name, Joseph Ball.
Well, with a name like that, I'd prefer to go by Alligator Man.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you what he did, but let's just say horrific. Any closing thoughts?
No. Yeah, no, I don't have anything. I'm sick. Help.
Yeah.
Send aid.
Been there, dude.
Yeah.
All right, that's the episode. Listen to the episode of 60 Minutes about Blake and Jet McGinnis. I forget his name.
Jet McKee and Hannah and Blake were the couple that got. You can watch the first 20 minutes again. It's like Love on the Spectrum, but they're not autistic. Same kind of vibe. It's pretty good.
Listen to his music.
Yeah.
It's probably
Out for the Victim. They play a little bit of it in the 60 Minutes episode, so it's probably enough of a taste.
Yeah, that's probably his best stuff, right?
I could only assume, that was the best. Either that or the most palatable to general audiences, which I'm a general audience. My taste in music sucks. So
yeah. All right. I don't know. Listen to Bliss and Esso. Shout out.
Watch Love on the Spectrum. Don't tell anybody that you
Eat
know
at
personally
Wendy's.
that it would be. You love Wendy's. Not an ad.
Not an ad. I did go to Wendy's and they were closed 3 hours early yesterday, and I'm
A little
still mad about it.
Yeah.
It's very rude. I had to go to work unfed.
Yeah.
And then the vending machine, the credit card reader was broken.
Oh, no.
And I don't bring cash. I got a Ridge wallet. Where am I supposed to put it?
Ridge Wallet. Let's do some ad reads. You don't even have to send us product. We already have one.
We already have one. It's wood grain, folks.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. How much was that Ridge Wallet, by the way?
It was a gift from my lovely wife.
Well, ask her how much. Have her on the cast. We can talk about that Ridge Wallet. Ridge Wallet, get in touch with us. We can do this. We can make a thing out of it. So,
yeah.
I
would guess reasonably priced. Ridge, are you listening?
Yeah, we can do it. We could talk up your product. We're not even being paid to do it right now. Think about how good it will be when you slide us like $20 gift card. Huh? Think about that.
Yep. $20 gift card to Wendy's, preferably. I already have the Ridge wallet.
Well, I could use a Ridge wallet. I mean, I don't need one, and I carry a lot of cash, so.
Rich man on campus, huh? Carry a lot of cash.
I should not be carrying as much cash as I do, to be honest.
What do you got in your wallet right now? Dox your financials.
Let's see.
This is how we'll end it. Just let me know how much.
100.
Too much.
3. There's another 104.
Oof.
And $7. So, yeah, I should not have as much cash on hand.
Why do you have that much cash on hand?
Why?
Yeah.
I think from like gifts or something. And I just am like, oh, I have cash, and I'll just put it in my wallet. And then I'm like, okay. I should definitely not carry those hundreds with me, though. I do not need that much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if we make a monkey NFT, you should buy it.
Yeah, just launder the cash. Yeah.
Launder the cash that you got as a gift from your family, presumably.
Yeah, it's just like I've just been accumulating like, oh, here's $100 as a birthday present. I'm like, thanks. I've done that for a few years. Yeah.
Just,
all right, well, this is the podcast. Let's fucking end this shit.
I want to call you out for being given $100 and not needing to spend it for 4 years.
Oh, it's because I saved my money. I saved $28 a day, man. Or a month or whatever the fuck.
It's a day.
What is it? It's a day?
Yeah.
Well, I save like $1,000 a month.
That's
sometimes, yeah.
That's less. Bad. That's more.
Probably.
It's more than $28 a day.
Yeah. Not all the time, just sometimes.
All right. I just want your financials to be known because you've been doxing my financials a little bit.
I never pretend to be poor. I'm just like, I don't own a house. I could in some parts of the country. Not Austin. I can't buy a house here.
Yeah. Get a house in I can't name a Texan city right now.
Taylor.
Right. That's the episode, folks. Me struggling to name a city in Texas and failing. Goodbye.
Goodbye.